Energy cannot be destroyed in this three-dimensional realm, but it can change its form. Energy is thought. The Luciferian Illuminati puppet families understand this concept. They know if we fully grasp this concept, their rule on humanity is over. The powerful elite of the world act upon the thoughts of the thinking evil and plot and scheme and establish a reality for us.
Constellation
They
mark
lie,
out the Taurus.
steal, extort,
Anyway,
kill, rape,
these
plunder,
are
to
constellation
control a massive amount of
markers.
energy.
That is your keystone, capstone 69.
We see them with fire. They live to
Or 6
the
around.
Living outside the moon is the source of the Luciferian mindset power. These
Crossing,
areas,
of course,
like
now all
Venus,
crossing some sort of, I don't know, an ornament or an expert or a flippin' idol. I don't know what it is that they keep going with this actress. And here's how you can tell. Because she's acting like an adult. Everybody has emotions. Even if you have a frozen face syndrome, you still have an emotion within that limited space. This nitwit is always acting the same. That's the give. That's the tell. Do you understand what I'm saying? She's acting. If somebody's acting, they're lying. This guy, he is a liar. He is not an astronaut. This whole NASA scam. Notice, let's go through here and see what things we find. I haven't read this yet. I know he's from past experience. I've already looked into him. I know he's a hoax. The whole NASA thing's a hoax. The whole Sally ride. You were given a ride, all right? You know, I remember watching that in high school, so I did believe that. If you're listening to somebody who is claiming that this has always been happening, the Gabby Giffords event, Kelly is married to somehow fake woman who we know that they're expecting you to then listen to them on the Aurora nonsense and on the Newtown hoax, because they're all hoaxes. So unless that person's telling you all those are hoaxes, i.e. they're just live action skits, just poorly acted skits, then you're not getting any truthful information, because what are they putting it against? They're telling you something that their baseline is they're believing a falsity, which is just, you can't get the truth from a lie. You know, there's just no way around that. Truth of the matter. Anyways, may you all be blessed and have a great night.
No shortage of rocks. Arkansas, Little Rock, Rose Law Firm. The subliminal message hidden in the rocks of sun god worship can be found throughout the United States. The state of Arkansas is no exception. This state mirrors the shape of Egypt as well as the general shape of the western states. Arkansas is just below the town of Cairo, Illinois. The southern region of Illinois, which is locally referred to as Little Egypt. The symbolic northern Canadian border is ever present on this map of Arkansas, as seen in the horizontal line at the top of the map. The implied 90-degree right angle, the Strait of Juan de Fuca, and the direction of the Mexican border is also implied. The most disturbing element in this overlaying of Arkansas and the western USA is that once again, the Sacramento Valley is being symbolically flooded. On the map chart below, Pulaski County, the red triangle in the center of Arkansas, is the location of Little Rock, the capital city of Arkansas. This coincides with the area of the Great Salt Lake and the Great Salt Lake Desert. Salt is symbolic of humanity. We are the salt of the earth, it has been said. The symbolism in this geographical location speaks of the water of life having evaporated, leaving behind the salt. The salt flats represent the mound, or hill, that will rise out of the ashes as the judge. Fire and brimstone is unleashed. Keep in mind, this is all subliminal suggestion. The intended objective of the Luciferian thinkers. Recognizing the trance state and the intended devastation can be eliminated by reconnecting to the awareness state. Interestingly, Arizona and the city of Phoenix lie just below, just to the south of the Great Salt Flats. This city is symbolically located to rise from the ashes, just as the phoenix bird, the Bennu bird of ancient Egypt. Little Rock, Arkansas is the home of Hillary Rodham Clinton. She is part of the Rose Law Firm, the oldest law firm west of the Mississippi. Hillary Rodham Clinton has risen from the position of First Lady of the most powerful empire in history to rule the earth and is now attempting to be the first president of the empire. The next president of the United States? Hillary Clinton. Hillary equals Hillarize or mound of earth. R equals Ra or Ray in reverse. Y equals I. Hillary symbolically speaks of the primordial hill, the first hill out of the flood of judgment. Symbolically, Hillary represents the goddess Isis, Astarte, Hera, Juno or Mary. Rodham equals Rod, the rose of death, the power of royalty. Also, Rod equals door in reverse, the entrance to the afterlife. Rod speaks of the good shepherd of sun god worship, the Messiah who lead to the slaughter. Ham equals Ma in reverse, the matrix, mother, Ma, womb of death. Clinton equals Clin, where the letter C sounds the word C in the letters Lin, or Cnel in reverse, and Ton equals town. The name Clinton symbolizes the sea island, the town of Ephesus, which in turn is Memphis. The emphasis refers to the location where the North American Plate and the Pacific Plate converge and enter in the direction of the Sacramento Valley. This location is near the city of Eureka, California, which means we have found it. The emphasis is the seismic action that the Luciferian mine intends on implementing, as the rising sea levels combined with the big one, the long overdue earthquake on the west coast. The subliminal message regarding Memphis, as the town of emphasis, has been established through the game of dance. It is no accident that the Wimbledon tennis tournament is located in Britain, the home of the royals, who are the foundational roots of the royalty of American politics. Tennis originated in England in the early 19th century. Today, the Grand Slam of 4 major tournaments are played out as the Australian Open, the US Open, the French Open and Wimbledon. The words Grand Slam mean, substitute the G for a Y or I rain death or I rain death joined with Slam which is ice, lamb. The letter as always refers to Isis, the fertility river water goddess. Therefore Slam is Islam, or the religion of Islam, the Islam which is being used by the elite of the world to bring in the new age of the Messianic order. The word Ran can be shortened to simply mean I, as all three components, the G, I, the Ran, like Ray, rain, or rain, and the D, the all-seeing eye of death, all refer to the I. Therefore, Grand Slam is a hypnotic suggestion for the term Islam. From a rational perspective, this is sheer lunacy to contemplate anything Islam. If you're attempting to establish yourself as the great ruler god of the world through subliminal messaging, then this makes a ton of sense. Memphis, Tennessee is a subliminal meaning emphasis, kenosis, or in rational terms, seismic emphasis has been implanted through the game of dance, the game of leave. Leave is love, the game of sex, ritual, sacrifice. The score in this game is measured in full love. 15, the number of the deity. 30, the number of the Christ, Antichrist. 40, the number of the four-square foundation that the Church of Deception and the Double Cross was built upon. Only now, in the game of dance, the intensity number 0 is included with the number 4. The number 4 and 40 both coincide with 4 on the first and fourth clock face, once again establishing the subliminal of a new world order with the number 1 and the foundation it stands upon with the number 4. Leaf equals love. The game of love refers to the time when the marriage supper of the Lamb is completed, and Mother Mary, the mare of sea, marries Jesus, or Jesus, as the Gulf of Zeus, Suez, and the river of Isis, Mississippi, merge as one. Killing the masses is so erotic and sweet to the bush. Clinton royal bloodline. The senile term is no accident and is repeated endlessly in our culture. To be senile is to have the infirmity of old age. Geographically, however, the term senile speaks of a river valley, etc., reaching the end of an erosion cycle, called senility. The name Clinton is referring to the end of a cycle, the end of an age, or more to the point, the end of an agenda. The Bush, Clinton royal bloodline has been the puppet government running the White House, Orion's house, and the Luciferian agenda for 50 years. These puppets in turn take their orders from puppets higher up, as seen in Cheney and Kissinger, two elite members who obediently fulfill the Luciferian agenda and who never seem to go away. There would seem no point to switch the coach in the match game. The 11 states immediately west of the Mississippi represent the number of death, as do the 11 states of the westernmost states. These 11 states immediately west of the Mississippi are called Tornado Alley. And on previous pages it's been demonstrated that Tornado Alley coincides with the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. The Wailing Wall is just outside the temple courtyard where Solomon's temple is said to have originally stood. This wall is as close as the Jewish faithful can get to Mount Moriah that lies under the Islamic Dome of the Rock, and was the location of the Holy of Holies of Solomon's temple. Mount Moriah in Jerusalem is symbolized by the elite Luciferian name Moriah Conquering Wind, and Tornado Alley references this notion. The 11 western United States symbolize the rock called Mount Moriah, the Rock of Judgment. The 11 Tornado Alley states symbolize the Wailing Wall and also inspire the name Moriah Conquering Wind, another alias that the Illuminati Brotherhood go by. Mount Moriah was a crushing floor rock, where the grain is separated from the chaff by the wind. That wind is Moriah Conquering Wind, symbolically fulfilled by the Tornado Alley states. Not only tornadoes, but blizzards and floods, all originating in Tornado Alley. A wind of Moriah is separating the grain from the chaff in preparation for the coming feast at the marriage supper of the Lamb. Moriah Conquering Wind is conquering the minds of humanity as all are herded into sun god worship under the guise and deception of environmentalism and the green movement. We're manipulated to believe that we must clean up the earth, the water and the air. These three parts of the environment are the holy trinity of Egyptian sun god worship. How useless to think that a clean environment can never be attained when its very foundation is built upon corruption and lies. The corruption and lies are the thoughts and thinking process of the Luciferian Negro who conjured up energy, light and the whole three-dimensional space of air, water and earth. The Wailing Wall gets its name from Old Testament scriptures, more subliminal messages, where Rachel is found weeping for her children and could not be comforted. Rachel is weeping at the Wailing Wall, the 11 Tornado Alley states, for the sacrifice that the Luciferian Lord is attempting to fulfill on the Rock of Judgment. The Rock of Judgment is symbolized by the 11 western United States.
We're sitting and talking, and I was explaining how I had a sudden awareness of the secret of intelligence, how to tap into the full potential of the human brain, how you can utilize all the remaining hypothetical 90% remaining unutilized part of the brain. And so I said I'd been looking at, gone to UCLA, studying paranormal psychology, altered states, the brain revolution. This was in my first year of high school, second year of high school. And he said, and I said, but the scriptures, I'd read the Bible, the Torah, I know they're and the revelation is authentic, the library, the intellectual capacity of this time. And he said, well, what you're looking for is the most great name of God in the Baha'i faith, in the Baha'i scriptures. And he recommended the Book of Certitude and the Hidden Words and
the 7 valleys and the 4 valleys. The 7 valleys and 4 valleys are for the male soul, the aggression to God, and the gleanings is the tablet of the Hori, or the Maid of Heaven, which had to do with the highest station of a woman, which her potential capable is of. Most people think that is to the one, which is from a different world, the Hamza, God of stop, and I then took the 5, which is the H, the Ha, the garment, and the Ba is masculine, Ha is feminine. Ha is 6, and male is the Ba, which is 3. And I connected the 5 to the 1, and so I had 2 to 1, 5 to 1, and I had just 2 lines. And then I made a waveform inside the circle, just as like a pebble making ripples in a pond. And sure enough, I came out with this yellow and black solid lines, this Mobius, and this vector, 3, 9, and 6, or 3 and 6 opposite each other, converging on the 9, or vice versa. But they were, and that, after 25 years later, I put together a team of superb engineers. That's a whole nother story. And they discovered that this is a flux field, the 396, and the 12475 is a coil. And it turns out coils are everything. Our body, our hair folding, DNA, protein, everything folds. It's a coil. And I have the secret of the universe. And it turns out that DNA is palindrome, and the pilot 96 is palindrome. And so I wanted to devote my life to ending diseases, producing unlimited food, because this, you can do this with this key, this blueprint. Any miracle, as far as live eternally forever, not age. Not that it matters, because there's probably more to do in the next world than this one, but it's not up to me to say or know. But the thing is
hey, come here. I want to talk to you guys. Come here, Pumpkin. 3.145.
And I was able to unlock everything in technology. From perfecting quantum mechanics and artificial intelligence. So now my work just has to be applied. Today, we were filming, and we were going to go over how my works
Nobody
are
wants to juggle anymore. I don't understand what the deal is.
for those applications. Even though the patent is actually fraudulent, because you can't patent something like this. And that wasn't me who did it. It was from a director of Microsoft. But this really belongs to God. This belongs to humanity. Numerical. This is the numerical formula for spirit. So, unless you claim that you are the fountainhead and you own spirit, which I don't think is going to hold up in court.